You know, some guns are made to look good in a glass case. The Kimber 2K11 Pro Minotaur, it's made to shoot. You see, the second I picked this gun up, I knew I was gonna like it. And by the time I ran a couple of mags through it, I wasn't just impressed, I was a little annoyed I didn't have it sooner. Now, let's start with the obvious. The Minotaur comes with a full-length dust cover. Now, I'm a sucker.
I agree with you.
For full-length dust covers.
Oh.
Because they make a gun just aesthetically look finished and full and hardy. Without it, sometimes 1911s can look like somebody just stopped halfway through the design. With it, the gun has presence, it's beefy, it's balanced, it's bold. Now, this particular color, Kimber calls the Minotaur. It's like a bronze sandstone Cerakote that honestly wouldn't be my first choice if I had all the color options laid out in front of me, because this gun does come in different color options. I'd probably go royal if it were me, but here's the thing. On camera, this finish pops. It's unique, it's different, and it makes the gun stand out in a lineup of blacked out pistols that all look the same. So even though this wouldn't be my personal first choice, I actually still like it. Now, the first word that comes to mind when you pick it up is dense.
What are you, dense?
That was my first word. It felt dense, but not in a bad way. It's kind of the weight that you feel like where you go, yeah, this just feels right. And it's throughout, it's very well proportioned from a weight standpoint. It's balanced. Everything sits where it should. Most of the weight is over the trigger, like right here is where all of the weight sits.
All the ammo used in this video was brought to you by Noir, maker of the most innovative, most accurate, and most effective bullets and ammunition in the industry.
So it makes transitions incredibly smooth. So it doesn't feel like I'm fighting the gun. I'm just running the gun. And that weight does something else. It eats recoil. Paired with a 4.25-inch fluted bull barrel, this gun shoots flat and is silky smooth. No muzzle flip, just steady tracking shot after shot after shot. I was really liking this gun with each and every subsequent round. Now, the trigger. Kimber calls it the GT trigger, and it's one of the highlights here. See, it breaks between about 3 to 4 pounds and has a really short travel with literally almost no creep, and it feels even lighter than it is. So even though it's technically 3 to 4 pounds, it feels closer to like 2.5-ish. I mean, that's the perceptive feel, at least for me. So I don't know if they're acting like Porsche and like how Porsche underreports their horsepower. I don't know. They say 3 to 4, but it feels a lot lighter to me. Now, it's fast. It's fast when you want speed, but also still has the control thing down, because sometimes guns that are really fast, they're kind of hard to shoot controlled. This gun has that ability to kind of do it all. I can shoot fast, I can shoot controlled, nice, slow, precise shots, so the trigger isn't so overly light. I'm like, whoa, shit, what's going on? Like it's, man, the shooting aspect of this gun is just, Now, the 2K11 Pro, this Minotaur edition, isn't just about looks. It's built to be practical at the same time. Right out of the box, it's got the optics cut for your optics. It has a C&H precision RMR plate so you can mount an optic without any extra hassle. Then Kimber also added a patent pending toolless guide rod, which means you don't need to wrestle with tools just to break it down and clean it, because sometimes 2011s, 1911s, double stack 1911s, they could be a pain in the ass when it comes to that. And then reliability is handled with an external extractor, something that addresses one of the classic weak points of traditional 1911s. And then there's the mags, which are honestly one of the standout features of this gun. You see, Kimber could have gone with something generic, but instead, they went with Checkmate. And there's a reason for that. These are not just your average 17 round flush fitting magazines. These hold, this one right here, as you can see how flush. This one holds 19 rounds of 9mm. 19 in a magazine that still fits flush in this 1911 style grip frame. And if I've got a staccato or another Kimber 2011 or double stack 1911, these mags will run in those too. Now you know me, I'm an unapologetic ammo whore. Now you know me, I'm a whore. So being able to stuff 19 rounds in a mag that looks like it should only hold 17 makes me a happy boy. I don't know what kind of voodoo or witchcraft Checkmate is working with, but it just works. And yeah, if I really push it, I can probably squeeze 20 rounds in this mag. But 19 is already ridiculous enough as far as I'm concerned. And it runs flawless. So Checkmate, they've been doing OEM mags for some of the biggest names in the game for years. They're American made, tough, polished inside and out, so they feed smooth. And the springs are built to last. So when Kimber wanted to make sure the 2K11 Pro Minotaur ran right, they went with Checkmate. And that's no accident. So if you're looking for magazines for your 2011 or any double stack 1911 style gun, you might want to check out Checkmate, especially if you're the type who likes to keep the smallest profile with the most amount of bullets possible. Yeah, might want to check these guys out. And I gotta be honest, ironically, they were the sponsor for today's video. And ironically, the Checkmate mags actually came with this 1911 gun. Like that's the mag you get when you buy this gun. But if you're looking for, you know, some magazines for your other 1911s, go check those guys out. Now, what I like about this gun is that it doesn't take itself too seriously. Some double stack 1911s feel like they're brooding, like that guy you bring to a party who just stands in a corner, arms crossed, intimidating everyone, and all the girls start whispering who brought that guy. The Minotaur is different. This thing gives me Dennis Rodman vibes. Flashy, a little weird, maybe even a little goofy off the court, but when the game starts, he's an absolute monster.
Rodman battling for the rebound, saving it in, and Kerr snatches it out of the air and drills it. Now that's winning basketball.
That's the Minotaur. It shows up in this bronze sandstone finish, whatever Kimber wants to call it, and at first you almost don't want to take it seriously. You're like, what is this color? What is this supposed to be? And then you shoot it, and instantly it's like, damn, this thing shoots beautifully. It's tactical cognitive dissonance. You look at it and think it's just flashy for the sake of flashy. But the moment the trigger breaks and the recoil disappears and you realize you're dealing with a serious shooter, it's unassuming in the most assuming way. The grip texture backs that up too. I mean, look at it. It looks aggressive, almost like it's a cheese grater, but it actually feels smooth. Like, it does not feel the way that it looks, but in a good way. And then you have the undercut under the trigger guard that lets your finger just naturally lock in, and everything else falls into place without you thinking about it. Now, none of this comes cheap. The Minotaur comes in at an MSRP of $25.75. Street price will probably be lower, but still, it's not essentially a budget gun, but I call the price point where this is at in the mid-tier value proposition standpoint. Meaning, yes, sure, you can go down to a cheaper gun, but you get so much value by going up to a gun in this price point, in this price category. So I honestly think this gun is actually perfectly priced. But then again, when I think about it, it still also feels way more expensive than a $2,500 gun. So like I said, it's in that mid space where you get a lot of value for the money that you're paying for it. So the best way to sum it up, the Kimber 2K11 Pro Minotaur is Dennis Rodman with a 4.25 inch bull barrel. Loud, different, even a little strange at first glance. But when it's game time, it's a beast. Kimber, I gotta give it to you. You outdid yourself on this one. You really did. Oh, in case you're wondering what ear protection I'm using in this video, it's my favorite wireless Bluetooth hearing protection, the AKT1 Blackouts. Now, I don't just wear these because they look good on camera. These things are built for performance. They cut down the gunfire to safe levels with a 25 NRR rating, but they still let me hear range commands and conversations clearly, so I'm not shouting, "What?" every 5 seconds. On top of that, they've got built-in Bluetooth, which means I can listen to music, take calls, or even run a podcast while I'm shooting or working out. The sound quality is crispy clear. There's no noticeable lag, and the battery life is insane, up to 20 hours on a single charge. They're lightweight, they're comfortable, even for all-day range sessions. And I don't get that headache you usually get from clunky over-the-ear muffs that you can get with some of those cheaper, bigger, bulkier ones. These have been my go-to ear pro because they don't make me feel like I'm compromising. I get protection, awareness, and connectivity all in one. So big thanks to AKT1 for supporting the channel. If you want to learn more about the AKT1s, I'm gonna put a link in the description section of this video for you to check out.